I used to grapple a lot with this in trying to determine what my passion or passions are versus what my purpose is. And I think there was a point in my life where I really thought they were one and the same. And through some of the work that I've done, psychedelic work, reflection, meditation, and just working on my health, body, mind, and spirit, I finally understood for myself that your passion and your purpose don't have to be the same thing. They can influence each other, they can feed each other, but it's not always the case where your passion is your purpose. So to break this down for myself through my life, my biggest journey or step has been going into acting. So my day work, my job is in the IT side, the IT field. And so really departing from that in a certain way and taking time to actually focus on acting, that was the biggest leap that I've taken in my life. And so when I was doing some of my plant work, it was very specific. I had that question that I wanted to ask and get answered, that I was like, is acting my purpose? And amazingly, after my ayahuasca ceremony, I got an answer. I got a very clear answer. And the answer was no. Acting is not my purpose. Acting is my passion. So, and I mean, it's interesting because I think I did have some difficulty grappling with that, because maybe part of me wanted to get the answer that acting is my purpose, but on the flip side, what it gave me was a lot of freedom. It felt liberating to uncouple my passion and my purpose, because then I understood for myself, I'm not just passionate about acting. I'm passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about creating content. I'm passionate about podcasting. And I'm exploring certain things that I'll be talking about in some future videos. But there's a lot of different things that I'm involved in that all kind of fit under the sort of creative self-expression umbrella, but also build onto what I've now understood is my purpose. And really, my purpose is to give back, to serve, to help. In a lot of ways, I feel like a lot of people's purposes or purpose culminates in this way, or to this ultimate realization. Having said that, and I think on this often, especially when I go on walks, and just my mind wanders, and I really just sit with it and chew on it, and I realize for myself that you have your passions, you have your purpose, and in a way, a bridge that's built between them, it's your calling. And we're all called in different ways. Some of us are called to heal. Some of us are called to educate. Some of us are called to inspire, motivate. Some of us are called to entertain and move. And I mean, it goes on and on. And some of us are called in multiple ways, right? A few of us are maybe blessed in some way to say that you have one thing that drives you, that is the absolute spark, that is the fire that's burning inside you, that gives you that direction. But a lot of us, it's not that clear cut, or there's just a few different things that we were called to pursue. But that's for me now helped me clarify things. And so now I approach it like this. I tell myself, okay, my goal is to pursue my passions, which will ultimately help me fulfill my calling, and that is connected to my highest purpose, my highest self, which is to serve, to give back, to help. And that honestly feels right for me. That feels the best. And I mean, obviously we have days where things feel shaky, things feel off. We stumble and worry, and we are getting too far ahead and looking at the future, and we're going all the way back and looking at the past. We forget to be present, and that happens. But this notion for me now, I'm constantly checking in with myself, and I'm realizing that it rings true. It rings as true as anything has ever before. Like, it really does connect to my very core. And that's been an amazing discovery for me, because I really feel like it clarifies a lot of things for me. It opens things up and gives you a clearer path to, these are the things, these are the roads that you want to take towards the horizon that you're heading to, right? So it's not so specific, which sometimes is also a little rigid, right? Like, you don't want rigidity in saying, I need to do this to get there. I need to be exactly this to get there. That's never worked for me, and I've embraced the fact that I allow for a little ambiguity. It's actually how I thrive. And with that notion and awareness, I think it's really come full circle, where now I realize, okay, so acting, content creation, podcasting, maybe building courses, some kind of coaching, all these different things where I really get to put myself into it and express myself in some way, but it all kind of allows me to tap into that big purpose of giving back, helping, and just being of service. So if you are struggling with passion, purpose, if this topic is something that comes up for you, really take the time to break it down. And it's not easy. It takes time. But you will be surprised how amazingly informative for yourself it is to understand, what are you considering your passion? What are you considering your purpose? And is your passion actually your purpose? Or are they two different things? Right? And I think it's incredibly helpful to gain that realization and awareness, because then really your path forward starts becoming clearer. Right? It simplifies things and unobfuscates, that's a word, obfuscate, clears things up. Right? It really just gives you the ability to look out ahead of yourself, in front of yourself, and see, I have an idea of which direction I'm heading in. I got a couple of different routes I can take, and some of these routes actually intersect, some of them don't, but I've got choices, I've got options, right? And I think, yeah, for me, that's been a absolutely amazing, incredible discovery, and piece of self-learning, and you'd be surprised how much it could benefit you as well. So think on that, give that a shot, and see if you have an idea of, really, is it your passion, is it your purpose, and do you have an idea of which you're working towards and what is feeding what.